Hello class, receiving students and teachers. Thank you, sit down. Okay, what did we look at in our previous lesson? Who can remember? Who can remember what we looked at in our previous lesson? Melvin.
Have you got bones?
Have you got
Bones.
Have you got bones? And that was lesson number, everyone? 1. Lesson number 1. Have you got bones? In that lesson, what were you actually looking at? Or what did you cover? Leland.
Labeling and function of the human skeleton.
Labeling the functions of the human skeleton, starting from the skull, then to the Isaac. What else did we have on the bone? What else did you label on the skeleton system of the human being?
Backbone, bones.
Backbone and other bones, like somebody help him. Right, we'll have Daisy, Shannon, Joshua.
Ribs bone.
Ribs bone. Okay, ribs, the ribs or rib bone. Good. Shannon.
Thigh. Thighs.
Thighs. Just the thighs. Okay, thighs or the thigh bone. And last one. Joshua.
Pelvis.
Pelvis. Okay, so we had bones like the skull, the rib bone, the thigh bone, which was the longest bone. The thigh bone was also called the what? Somebody went up and wrote down femur. Femur. They wrote down femur. Okay, femur is a scientific word for rib bone. Thigh bone. Another word for thigh bone is femur. Okay, that was what you looked at in your last lesson. Right, receiving teachers, we still have the same strand and substrand. That's living things, nature of living things, and the same learning outcome, 7.2.1. And unit 2, structure of living things. In today's lesson, we are going to be looking at the second part of the first lesson, have you got bones? For today, we will look at have you got bones 2. Have you got bones 2? The materials needed for this lesson would be examples of beetles. I have some examples out in the front here. About 3 beetles, 2 green ones and 1 orange, black one. Okay, so there's 3 beetles out front here. This probably it's commonly called Christmas beetle. The first one is commonly called the Christmas beetle, I think. It's greenish in color, and then this is the smaller version of that beetle, and then we have the big one here, the dung beetle. Okay, so we will be looking at those, and then we'll also have, I also have a crab shell here for us to look at. That's the shell of the crab there. Right, the beetle there, for those who did not see clear, you will see that the beetle has three parts of the body there: the head, the thorax or the middle part, and the abdomen, the bigger part at the end there. This is the abdomen, that's the thorax, and this is the head. Okay, so probably you would say that the head, the middle part of it, and the back part of it. The back part of it, what do you think is at the back part of it here, around this section here? What does it have here? Any people? Okay, Kalen.
Wings.
The wings. He thinks there's wings there. Okay, very good. That's what he thinks. What do you others think? Some girls. Can we have some girls answering the questions? Okay, Momoru, thank you, good girl. What do you think that part of the beetle is? This one here, the back part.
Intestines.
Intestines. Okay, she thinks there are intestines in there. She thinks there are intestines in there. Good. That's what you think. Okay, that's a beetle. That's a picture of a beetle. We will find out what that part is during the later part of our lesson. With the beetle, we will also be looking at this creature here, the creature up here. Now this creature. Anybody know what this creature is on the screen? Good. Melvin, what do you think that creature is?
A sea crab.
It is a sea crab. Very good. He named it correctly. It is a crab and it comes from the sea. Okay, it's a sea crab. Okay, that picture up there is of a sea crab. Now the picture of the beetle and the crab indicate to us that these two are also animals. And the question is, have they got bones? Do those animals have bones? Those two animals that we saw? Or do they have bones? Clement, what do you think? Does the crab have a bone? Does the beetle have a bone? What do you think?
Yes, he got bones.
Yes, he got bone. Who he got bone?
He got bones and cow, the hard shell of the crab.
Okay, Clement thinks that the crab has bones, the hard shells at the back, so he thinks that the crab has bones. Okay, good. The crab and the beetle, have they got backbones? That was the question. Sconti.
The beetle has no backbone.
And the crab?
He have.
Okay, Sconti thinks the beetle has no backbone, and the crab, he have backbone. Maybe it's a man crab. Okay, the crab, he thinks the crab has a backbone. Very good. That's his answer. Good. Right, in today's lesson, we will be mainly looking at what we call Invertebrates. Everyone say invertebrates. Invertebrates are animals. Can anybody help me? Evelyn, please help.
Animals without backbones.
Invertebrates are animals without backbones. Thank you very much. They are animals without backbones. Invertebrates are animals without backbones. Okay, good. Now we looked at the beetle and the crab, the example of the beetle and the crab. The beetle and the crab are also called, receiving students, what do you think they are called? Or classified under? Right, class. They are both called invertebrates because they do not have backbones. Okay, so the beetle and the crab are invertebrates. The beetle and the crab, Sconti said that the beetle had no backbone and the crab had a backbone. Good. The one that is at the outside of the beetle and the crab itself, the one at the outside of the beetle, you can see those hard parts there. They are hard. When you see the beetle there, it feels hard when you catch a beetle. And see it, you will notice that it feels hard. And of course the crab too. Likewise the crab. Likewise the crab, it has a harder shell here on the outside. This is a cooked crab. It has a hard shell there on the outside. They are both invertebrates. Those shells on the beetles are called exoskeleton. They are called exoskeleton. Right, good. Receiving students and teachers and the class as well, we are going to do our activity. You turn to your pages there. You should be working on page 34 or 35. Otherwise, you turn to the page in your student workbook where it says, have you got bones and two? Have you got bones too? Our activity will be on the instructions on our activity. One, in your groups, you will make a list of 5 invertebrates with exoskeletons. So very quickly, you're going to do that in your groups. Receiving students, you do the same as well. You come up with a list of 5 invertebrates with exoskeletons, or 5 animals without backbones. Do that very quickly. it's good to see that people are discussing amongst their group. You discuss amongst your group, and then you all write out the number of animals without backbones. Class and receiving students, if you are still confused, the hint is that most invertebrates are insects. So if you are still thinking of what invertebrate to write down, some of them are insect and others are crustaceans, such as the one we saw on crabs. Right, by now you should have at least finished. Receiving students, you as well. We are going to have our friends from the model class come up and write down the answers on the board. We'll have Kalen, Agnes, Florence, Jubilee, and Emmanuel. Very quickly come to the front and write down what you got there, one by one. We'll have Emmanuel first, since he's there. Right, Jubilee. Florence. Agnes. And Kalen. Okay, class and receiving students, these are all the examples that your friends in the model class have written down. They think snails are invertebrates with exoskeleton, a lobster, a grasshopper, prawns, and dragonfly. By the way, all these ones, are they invertebrates? Yes, of course, they are all invertebrates. They do not have backbones. Yet they have exoskeletons or hard shells and so forth that they use. Okay, your second part of the activity, you are going to be naming 3 functions of the exoskeleton. 3 functions of the exoskeleton. For example, when we looked at the crab and the beetle, that hard cover or hard shell of the crab, what does it do? The function of the hard shell of this crab. That is what you are going to write down into your books and your student workbooks. You write down 3 functions or 3 things that this one does to the crab. The exoskeletons. What do they do? You will write down 3 of them, 3 examples of those. This shell at the back here, what does it do? 1, it does so and so. 2, it does so and so to the crab. And 3, it does so and so. That is what you're going to be doing. Receiving students, I hope you are doing the same thing. So what you are going to be doing is writing down the 3 functions of those exoskeletons. Okay, receiving students and model class. We will have Rhoda, Isaac, and Melvin to come up and write what they got down for those. Good, our friends have finished receiving students and class. As you can see, the three of them have come up with these three functions of the exoskeletons of invertebrates. One, they protect the animal from predators or other enemies, predators. And the function of the exoskeleton is to support the body. Just like your own skeleton, it supports your body. Without it, you would collapse. So the same thing, it supports the body of the invertebrate. And of course, it protects the inside part of the body. Just like your ribs, they protect your lungs and your heart and other internal organs. The exoskeleton also protects the inside part of the invertebrate. Right, very quickly, we may turn to your summary notes for today. Today's summary notes, there are about 2 of them. The first one being animals without backbones are called invertebrates. Receiving teachers, you can quickly write up these summary notes on a piece of paper and later put it up for the class to copy down. And the second one, the function of the exoskeleton includes protection, sensing, shaping the body, or shaping and supporting the body. Right, before we go to the key phrase for today, while going around receiving students, hopefully you did the same. Most of the students wrote down turtle. Turtle is not an invertebrate. Turtle is a vertebrate. Right, the hard shells and fins on the backs of invertebrates are not their backbones. They are not their backbones, but they are their protections. The shells that you find on the backs of invertebrates are not necessarily their backbone. That doesn't mean that is their backbone. This is not a crab's backbone. This is its shell. Okay, so turtle has a shell, but once you open the shell, inside you will find backbones. Our key phrase for today is, class, everyone. Invertebrates with exoskeleton. Our next lesson will be on nice feathers. What's it used for? That's our next lesson. The materials to bring for that next lesson, you will have samples of feathers and pictures. So bring along some samples of feathers. Don't go and pluck them off the beds. Find them on the ground near where birds live and bring them. With that, thank you, class and receiving students. Thank you very much.